Episode 30. There we go.
Episode 30.
Woo. Dirty 30.
Hats off to Chris for...
That was amazing. Yeah, that was super dope.
Man alive.
I did not know how that was going to go.
Yeah, did you have a backup character?
An encounter with the Lantern King.
Fuck.
Risked his character to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Crazy.
I think we were saying off air as we were checking out last episode, but like, what did that cost us? Like, Nyrissa's like, you don't have no idea how much effort that cost. Like, is there going to be an instance in the future where they're not going to have our back? Like,
yeah.
The Deuce is still wondering when they're going to get us back.
But on the other hand,
which side of it?
Maybe we took an instance where, like, what happened to Deuce can no longer happen now, right? So
right.
Cuts both ways, no pun intended.
Take me into Sirio's rationale for that move. To review, you left the camp before dawn, began talking out loud, I think assuming that they were listening to you, which, of course, we've confirmed they are now. And you said, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to... Well, I mean, you tell me. I mean, I'm still kind of...
Yeah, so kind of have an idea that I don't know if they're always listening or if they can just kind of selectively tune in, or if some kind of emotional or dramatic thing, sends out an alert like a beep on a police scanner or something. So every minute or so, I would just keep repeating the same line. The only way to win this game is to not play it, and I'm not going to play this game with you guys deciding my fate. So yeah, and he's basically just going to walk onto Rostov and then back up to where the fuck am I from?
Stetson.
Walk up to Rostov and then New Stetson.
Well, and from my standpoint, I think that at one point Nyrissa told Bashk, look, Sirio's not going to take the throne unless we do this and that and help, right? And so she, I guess, in hindsight, let slip that they have plans for Sirio. And so when you're sitting there, like, about to remove Sirio from the game, basically, they blinked. And I went, well, wait a minute. What would they do? And what they would do was intervene. And you forced their hand, which I
guess
not
we know,
anticipated.
I guess we know who's going to frontline against the Stag Lord now.
Yeah.
Sirio's got plot armor. Let's do it.
Plot armor. She's in front of you now, and she's as Bashk and Mitch described. I mean, she's gorgeous. There's something very foreign about her from a humanity perspective. She doesn't look of this world. The scale of her is off as well. She looks larger than she should be. She's like 7.5 feet tall, standing over you as you're sitting on the ground. She's just again, she looks alien, on this plane. And she says to you, you forced our hand. We need each other. Why would you do this?
Why do you need me? Why me? That's really the question.
We see potential in you to create civilization where there is none. And she kind of thinks for a moment how to say it. She's just very confused. Why don't you want our help?
I'm just wondering why you're so concerned with establishing civilization here when you're from the first world. Are you saying that what happens here can cross over into your plane of existence?
The things you do here can affect our plane, but it's not that. It's him. It's the Lantern King. He collects. He admires. And he wishes to assist. But if you wish to take your chances on your own, we can stop our efforts, but we cannot let you just die.
Well, I had to do something to test whether you're real or not. And that was about as dramatic of a test as I could come up with. As far as you saying the Lantern King likes to collect things, are you saying that I may become part of his collection?
He admires his creations from afar.
Interesting. So not really like a collection in a treasure box, just something he has influence over. So the help that you do give us, I've noticed in the past that it can have some kind of recoil effects that aren't always good.
Yes.
Will that continue to happen?
Neither you nor I can tell the Lantern King what to do. He may continue his games in that regard, but if you don't want us to, meddle so much, we would be open to that in exchange for you staying the course that you're on.
What are the consequences of us deviating from that course?
Your lives will go on as normal, I suppose. But if you seek to civilize these lands and attain power, you may do so if that's what you want.
Well, I hate to step outside and kind of metagame this, but this seems like it involves kind of all of us as players. What do you guys think? Do we still want to have these first world entities influencing the outcome of stuff?
It's hard to tell. Like, I don't know. It's that whole question of fate. Like, they took Deuce out of the picture for a reason. Like, what happens if Deuce stays in? Like, if horrible things could have happened? Like, they maybe have a better idea of what the future looks like than we do. You know, I don't know. Like, as a player, I'm like, I kind of want to see what happens if they stay involved. But Mitch for sure would be like, get them the fuck out of our life. So, I mean, if Mitch were here giving advice, he'd be like, yeah, they can piss off.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. And you have to wonder, and I think Bash would want this too. What happens if the Lantern King fancies someone else that's at odds with what we're doing? If he finds something new and shiny now that we have to interact with, that he takes their side, right? So yeah, it's quite a pickle we find ourselves in.
Yep. And as a player, I kind of want to see what else they can influence. But Sirio, the character, is all about collecting allies. So any help from any source, he's open to.
And we can maybe role play this later, but like, is this something Sirio is going to tell the rest of us about? Like this little meeting, like, or is
Sirio
this like
probably
between
has to make
Sirio
this decision right now, right?
Well, no, I know that, but like after he made the decision, like, will he fill the rest of us in?
Oh yeah, I mean that's up to him.
Like we're gearing up for the fight, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, guys,
that
Leonard King guy, me and him had a chat last night.
That silver dagger in the sack. Can I get that? I lost mine somewhere. I don't know."
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what would you do?
What do you think?
With the knowledge you have,
what would Dry like? How does he feel about the entities? I know you. Your character hasn't like personally experienced any of their shenanigans yet.
I'm just going off what Mitchell and Basket talked about, and Dry doesn't really have a deity, so he's not really into all of that. Like it's like one of those things he doesn't really pay attention to. So, like when you guys start talking about like there's other things involved, it's like he doesn't really zone out, but he doesn't really feel like it's that important to him. So he's like, his feeling is one way or the other, it doesn't matter to him. He doesn't think that because he doesn't really believe in them that they can't really control his fate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sir Tova, consider this, she says to you. I understand it's jarring when we move you and your companions around.
Jarring, just a little bit. I mean,
jarring.
Half of my buddies disappeared for 2 weeks.
From a customer service perspective, that's our bad.
They moved the Deuce right off the board.
You stay the course, we'll commit to not using those measures in the future.
I'd say that's a good compromise. However, you'll still be watching?
Yes. There's nothing you can do about that.
Creepy.
We'll give you privacy while you poop. As we always have.
If there does come a time where we need assistance, is there a way we can ask?
Speak.
Just speak. All right, I will relay this to our other party members.
At this point, she's fading, like time is growing short. And she says, a final gift before I go. And as she fades off this plane, left sitting there is a tiny, adorable, teacup-sized, fey-touched fox kit that's like eyes barely open on the ground. kind of bluish and reddish at the same time, almost kind of this pearlescent bluish reddish skin. Fur, I mean. And it's just sort of lying there, like moving its little paws back and forth, like being like so cute. And then it yawns, and this little squeak comes as it yawns, and its little whiskers are huge. And it's lying there in the grass all alone.
So it's way too cute, is what you're saying.
It's the cutest thing I've ever imagined in my life, and to myself.
I think I found myself a familiar there. I knew there was a reason I took that feat at first level. So instead of having to hunt around the forest for one, this nymph has provided a familiar. So that's
a hawk swoops down and snatches it.
Snatches it, flies away.
All right, and then I guess she's like fading out of our existence.
You have moments left where she's here, if there's anything else, but otherwise she's almost gone.
I mean I don't have much else to say, so I'll just kind of watch her fade away.
Silent around you, dark. You can see the beginnings of daybreak.
I guess how far away from Oleg's did I make it to the east before?
I thought you said like a quarter mile was what you were walking.
Sure. That sounds fine to me. You all know I don't know anything about distances. So
That's valid.
sure, quarter mile.
400 meters.
Yeah, I'll scoop up the fox kit and I guess start. I'm not very athletic. I guess I'll trot/jog back to the trading post as quick as I can go.
Jathel is
Fucking G.
out front, just leaning against the gate.
Well, she got one of Valerie's cigarillos or something. It's kind of, early morning smoke.
Yeah, she's eating a bowl of oatmeal, and she just watches you come and go, just nods and smiles at you, but doesn't say a thing.
At least he's walking this time.
She's like that dude you avoid at the water cooler, like who's just always there. I don't have a water cooler at work.
But she's observant, this Jathel, very observant.
She just needs a friend.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just nod to her in return. I'm definitely not going to say what I just experienced.
She just shrugs. She says, I work for you, Sertova. Do what you need to do. Just let me know if you need anything as you walk by. That's what she says.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know what to do with that info.
I like Jathel. You can have her kill Bob, Rob, and Todd.
Yeah.
That raises another thing, like, I don't know if we need to have a trial for those guys or what, but I think the more pressing matter is Staglord. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
we're all
sure they're still
getting
going to
up
be there
outfits.
when we get back.
Like Chris did that whole, or Sirio did that whole thing dressed as a bandit.
Yeah, that's true.
There you
It
go.
takes away the visuals a little bit.
But it's true.
I know.
I feel like you just have your costumes all built out and ready to go. Like
gotta-
you know what you're going to wear. You've all tried your stuff on in the green room. You all look good.
He's got a goofy red mask on.
You
Capri pants.
return.
Torn capri
You
pants.
return to camp. Keston has found a new mirror and is like looking at his face, his poor face. And Svetlana, I mean, she's beside herself. There's no light, there's no joy in her eyes. She's just totally gray to the world. It's awful.
When you got back, did you start waking us all up?
No, I'm just kind of hanging out in the middle area with those picnic tables. Definitely not hanging out with Jathel, that's for sure.
Why not? I would
but-
hang out with Jathel.
Just kind of sitting there, kind of contemplating and thinking about all that just happened this morning.
Because I don't know what kind of alarm clock we have or what kind of waking system, but Dry wants to get up at like 3:30 and get on the road.
Yeah, Knock Knock's got 2 soup pots, and he starts walking through the boarding house, smashing them together. Get up, friends! Get up! Get up, friends!
So
friends.
as we're getting ready, Bash pulls Mitchell aside, and he's in human form, right? And he kind of lifts, and he's like, "What are these? Do these do anything?" and he's got nipples for the first time, and he doesn't understand what they're for.
You can milk yourself.
We can cut that. I just thought it would be funny.
I love it.
That is nipples for the first time, and is like, well, these are useless. And
that's going to be the tagline of the episode: "Nipples for the first time."
They're vestigial, Bashk.
Oh, that's fucking great.
You guys are up and around. You know, Sirio, love him or hate him, Sirio's a damn good liar, and probably isn't letting on unless he wants to, that he himself has had a little side interaction with your observers.
So we're bringing Valerie with us. So Jathal and the rest of the clan are staying here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know if we should instruct them to go out and search for.
I was going to instruct
Amiri
them to protect the outpost at all costs.
Yeah.
Like if the Stag Lord, if like it doesn't matter if Stag Lord's people or anybody else's come in, like protect it at all costs.
So you guys are getting suited up and ready to go and everything. Left everyone there. Knock, knock. You have to explain carefully to him that he's not going to be co-piloting this round.
Right.
And knock, knock pulls Mitchell aside as he's begrudgingly getting off of the trolley.
To also ask about nipples.
Yeah. Oh, knock, knock will talk to you about nipples all day. He's like,
his are probably pierced.
I like we all pull Mitchell aside for things. This is fun.
Yeah, Mitchell is just like, oh my God,
he's
guys.
our confidant.
And he says to you, Mitchell, Mitch, friend.
What's up, Knock Knock?
Lamashtu sees you and will protect you if you let her. She sees you. And he smacks you on the ass. Now go get him.
And that's not the strangest thing Knock Knock has done since we've known him.
What? Oh, that Knock Knock.
What are you doing with Dundee?
Hood ornament?
Oh, yeah.
Why can't he just ride in the trolley?
I guess, do you have to do something with him? Because if you're a druid, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, he can stay in there, the pocket dimension, for 8 hours.
So you're going to bring the croc with you?
Yeah, I'm bringing Dundee, and then he may stay in the trial. You know, I don't know that the Stag Lord would be upset that one of these bandits has an animal companion. That's probably not that out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like druids don't exist in the Stag Worlds.
As long as they're human druids, they're good.
Yeah, I mean, rangers have animals, like all sorts of stuff. So, yeah.
Fair enough. You're right. It's not going to blow your cover.
Can I disguise Hoot as a bat?
Yeah, of course. Of course you can. It's the world of magic. You can do what you want to do. You load up and pressing hard, cut a couple days of travel off your time. You have an uneventful but nervous trip. You know that the fort exists on the northern bank of this lake that is fed by the Shrike River. You begin to see this walled structure on the horizon. It's not really as large as you thought it would be. Let me show you a little bit of art here. I'm bringing you to a map. And if you guys go to the upper right-hand corner of the map, you can see that this structure houses about 3 or 4 buildings. The wall, there's this palisade, this wall, spiked wall that surrounds the circumference of these buildings. And the wall is set pretty close to the walls of these buildings. There's not a lot of room to walk around in here, you think. And there are spikes and intimidating carvings and things that hang off of all of these walls. And this fortress looks well defended. You're about a half mile away at this point, up on a hill looking down on this. You can see there's a pretty obvious path to get there. Or you could try to approach, I suppose, from a more concealed angle. But given that you're all dressed as Stag Lord bandits, convincingly so, I don't know that it makes a lot of difference one way or another what you want to do.
Yeah,
Probably just approach directly.
Confidence is key. Act like we belong here.
Yep.
And I think Mitch is thinking, thank God we didn't go for a direct attack.
It is, looks well defended. So talk to me a little bit about your goals. I mean, you want to infiltrate, you want to deliver the booze. And then once you're in there, are you just going to kind of get the lay of the land a little bit and decide how best to approach this problem?
I guess before we get into that, how many days did it take us to get here? Keeping track on the calendar.
Given that I was letting you do 2... you guys are pushing hard. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes. But if you're doing 2 a day, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say on day 3, you're there. Since you're pushing it and driving to exhaustion, 16-hour travel days, right? Mm-hmm. You woke up on the 3rd day, rested, and you made the final hex to the Stag Lord's Fort.
Have we been sighted, I guess, when we come into, I'm assuming that we're a fairly large... I guess, do we see the encampment before they see us?
Probably you've seen the encampment before they've seen you.
Okay, so Dry maybe was scouting ahead, stopped us when he saw it, and we rested there for the last time, or...
Sure.
Okay.
Now,
so we're geared up, ready to go.
We're just going to have to walk into the front gate.
Right, but what are we doing when we get in there?
Well, we can't see inside till we get there, so I have no idea. We don't know where the Stag Lord's at. We don't know who he's with. We don't know the layout of the inside. So we're just gonna have to walk in there and then kind of play it by ear as we go.
Are we kind of banking on if we cut this guy down, the rest
quickly,
everyone will fall and just give up? So cut off the head of the snake kind of deal, or is this kind of a clear the camp kind of situation?
Oh,
I think it may turn into a clear the camp situation.
Okay.
Now I have an idea that could expedite us getting through the camp.
The walls are flammable, setting on fire?
No. I mean, yeah, but no. That's actually a really good... Where's Jathel?
Mitch would have no problem burning it down. He could do it with his... Yeah.
One of us takes off their costume and gets bound, and the other ones demand to see the Stag Lord because they've captured the people sent to tame his lands.
Ooh.
And that'll get us into his proximity very quickly.
My thought was
it would have to be Mitchell or me, because I can stay in my leather armor and you guys take my weapons, or Mitchell can just fucking do his Iron Man up armor thing right away if we get into combat, and we'll just have to protect him while it comes up.
So the problem with that is when my armor's off, I have to carry it in 2 hands.
Do you have to carry it, or can we just put it? Can I carry it and then just set it on the floor next to you when we bring you into the room, and then just set it down like it's a pack, it's your shit? Be like, oh, right.
And to metagame, that would be an action to walk over, to an action to pick it up, and then an action to put it on. So it'd be a full turn.
That'd be a full turn, but I could set it on the floor behind us, so you could run to it, so we're in front of you while you're getting armed, and hope that the Stag Lord misses all of us during the first round of combat.
I mean, I'm game for that.
Yeah, I was thinking some type of we're here to pay tribute, right? We needed to see the Stag Lord type deal, and it could be a prisoner. We could have skipped the ritual. It could have been Bashk, right? Because he doesn't need a weapon. So him going hands free is not bad, but
I don't like the prisoner idea because of what happened our last time we did the whole prisoner fake out. Yeah, didn't go so well.
Well, that's going to happen with anything. It's all deception checks all the way in.
Well, right, but it's not going to be 2 guards come up and take the prisoner from you.
Yeah, so no, I think we're here to pay tribute, and we need to talk to the Stag Lord, and that tribute could be a prisoner. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, Well,
we do have a cart full of beer,
right? The booze. Yeah. So I guess before we approach, did we get some kind of poison or something? I can't quite remember.
We had arsenic.
Yeah,
we had arsenic.
I mean, we could poison the beer, do a toast with him.
Remember that takes I think it's only good for 12 hours or something. So if we poison it right when we start to march in,
there's no guarantee that he'll tap it though, because I'm sure he has drinks there.
But it should get us in, right?
Yeah. And to that end, Mitch will describe what he's carrying. There's a basket of gold. Put some coins on top of it, which is actually his armor in his hand. So he can just dump the shit off of it, Iron Man up.
So we're just gonna walk into this dude's throne room and.
Well, we're going to walk into the front gate, and hopefully they'll bring us to the throne room.
Brad's
either that, or there's some kind of cache where they keep all the loot.
Yeah, because they could take us to a treasure room, and then we make us drop everything, and then Mitchell's going to be standing there with his dick in his hand.
And then at least kind of while we're going through, we'll be able to kind of see some of the lay of the land and maybe get a count of how many bandits are in here, and if there is an opportunity, we may be able to pick some of them off.
They're going to ask us questions. They're not going to just let us through and be like, "Oh, you're here to see a Stag Lord? Cool, come on in." So who's going to run all this? I mean, is Sirio going to do all the talking?
I don't have any deception skills at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is Sirio going to do all the talking here?
I think Sirio does.
I'll talk to the guards.
Okay.
All right, let's fucking just YOLO it up in there, boys.
Let's do it.
Walk up to the front gate.
Okay.
We had a passcode, right? Since Hoot can fly, can Hoot relay detailed information to you, or there's no like?
He's not a drone.
See through.
No, I don't have
see
any
through
of that.
animal companion. Okay,
I don't have any of that yet.
So you're costumed up.
Mm-hmm.
You have disguised the steam trolley as a regular cart. It's being pulled by horses right now. You have concealed your gear and equipment, namely the armor. I assume maybe Bashk has switched over to just some standard leather armor, or are you wearing the Uruxi bones?
I think he's got kind of a cloak, but he's still wearing the Uruxi bones because if that comes
concealed
up,
under, right?
If it comes up, yeah, these are from a dead Uruxi that I ran into, which is not totally a lie.
Oh my God, they're gonna love you.
Yeah,
they're gonna love you. Fine. You have the booze in your trolley.
Yeah,
and you ride up the path toward the fort, and you reach the gate of the fort. Things are dead silent. No one has reacted to you, and you don't really sense or hear any movement behind the walls or anything. You disembark. You're standing there now in front of this large door. I've got you kind of on the map here. I don't know if you can see this down toward kind of the southern part of the map.
Yeah. Are there supposed to be 2 buildings, or do I just need to refresh?
There are 2 buildings. This map has 2 floors.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I've got you on the floor 1 map down here in the south. What do you do?
I'm going to take the pommel of my sword and beat on that gate.
like cop knock.
Yep.
Okay. Speak the passphrase.
Oh, fuck. That's right. The passphrase.
Yeah.
The one that we learned that none of the players can remember right
the
now.
players can't remember it, but I think our tunes remember it, though, right?
The one thing we probably should have written down.
Right. I'm looking through my notes and I'm like, did I write it down?
The fucking passphrase? What? That was like episode 11.
Somewhere. Shit. Mike's going to make us fucking remember it.
Hold, please.
This is definitely... Actually, this should just
Biff,
be left
Buff,
in.
Flaggle, Waggle, Jiminy Cricket. Nope, those are Cabalds. There's my through my notes.
Can you give me a hint?
Was it Frog Fucker? No, that was one of the Kobolds.
What episode was it? I can go back and listen real quick. One very important piece of information. We have frog fucker written down, but not the password.
Yeah.
You wrote down frog fucker, but you didn't write down the passphrase to enter the Steam or the fucking Static Lord fort.
By the bloody bones of St. Gilmorg, who wants to know?
Do we all have to say it? Like, together?
No, I just think we're just waiting for Sirio to say
1.
it.
Is that what, did Bash just say that?
Bash said it.
I could, yeah, Bash said it. That's, yeah.
Brother, good to see you. And this chain, and this sort of rudimentary wheel and gear set begins to move. And you you are granted access to the Static Lord's fort. So the door begins to open.
All that planning, and they're just like, come on in. I was wrong.
And let me reveal some stuff to you. You have spoken the passphrase.
Was it an older code, but it checked out?
Yeah. And you see a couple of things. There is a bandit manning the gate. He's in front of you. He's kind of smiling at you broadly. He says, welcome in. Welcome in, brothers. Come on in. There's a couple horses that are tied up against the building over here. And you can see that the fort seems to kind of exist on 2 floors. You see that there is a large stone building, a single stone building that fills most of the floor space of this enclosed fort area. And you can walk into this building and look around, and then there's a bunch of walkways and guard towers and things like that that you can also get up on and walk around. And it looks like there's this crumbling stone building that we've talked about. There's like a roof to it that you could walk around on top of as well. And this bandit looks at you expectantly and says, well, what have you brought today, boys?
We bring libations.
Tribute to the Stag Lord. Yes, libations and also gold and weapons and armor. Our cart is full.
Oh, good.
And then
Wonderful. Start unloading your stuff over here. Hey guys. Hey everyone. Here, come on. Let's help unload.
So the beer, ale, or whatever the stuff is it like kegs or bottles, or I can't remember in what form it is?
It is a wooden box about the size of an egg carton box. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And it has like 10 bottles of this spirit in it. And you have, as I understand it, you have laced all 10 bottles with arsenic, right?
Yep.
The bottles kind of clink together as they're being unloaded by a couple of these bandits that have come around the corner. And like clockwork, more bandits sort of come. And you can see that they're all relieved. They're like, oh, thank goodness, he's run out. Look, he'll be here in a second. And he is as large as you thought. He is as large as was described. And the fucking Stag Lord himself,
oh my God,
emerges from the stone building. He takes these big strides. He looks like the Big Show wrestler, but if he lost like 100 pounds. Like, he's huge, but like he's just ripped. I got some art for you for this guy. Jesus. But don't try to interact with him yet, because basically he walks out, he grabs the crate of bottles, he turns, and he walks back into the building.
I can't shoot him during that time?
Let him drink first, dude.
Yeah, let him drink.
Oh, it's no fun.
Yeah, I was about to pass a bottle around to the
other guards.
These bandits A, B, C, D, E, and so on. But the Stag Lord, he just waltzes out, grabs it, and goes back in his house.
Out, he grabs it, and he walks back in.
Oh my fucking God.
Here's the art.
Holy shit.
I'm slightly terrified of this guy. Look at him.
He's
so
got like
excited
scars
and
all
so
over.
I want to wear that headpiece.
Dry, that looks like a new bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Taking it all.
This guy's
taking
impressive.
his cape. I'm taking his belt.
So did he go back into a building?
He just walks back south, back into the stone building, and just off he goes.
I think we should just walk behind him.
Hot on his tail.
Just follow him right the fuck in.
Okay.
Yep.
So you begin following him.
I think if Bash wouldn't have been so taken aback of this elusive figure that he's essentially consumed his mind.
Yeah.
Right through his entire. I think he was just so shocked he couldn't do anything. But I think he is hot on his heels.
It's like seeing a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, like in real life.
That's not. That
I mean,
impressive.
think about if your parents had been murdered and you're just walking through the mall and that person walks by you, like, I think you would just be in shock.
Tries tapping Mitchell on the shoulder, like, why didn't we do anything? Why are we just standing here?
Well, let's go. Come on, follow
Let's
him.
go. Yeah.
I'm still carrying my
God damn it.
quote-unquote box of gold.
Hey, grab your crocodile.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Dundee.
So you walk into this building, okay? And the Stag Lord is just striding. He's just walking, right? Fast. And you see other bandits, okay? A couple of these guys here. We've got bandits A, B, C, and D. And then there's this sort of like roguish looking dude, like covered in tattoos, sort of sitting at one of these tables. And then as the Stag Lord walks deeper into this room over here, you watch and you see that there's also another sort of person deeper into one of these rooms as well, kind of almost an armored.
And by the way, Bash is carrying a clipboard because he knows no one will question him carrying a clipboard.
That's right.
Right.
Just gotta have a metal clipboard and walk with intent.
And a hard hat.
Dude, I've done that. It's hilarious.
When Nashville flooded back
during
in
a remodel at a
2010,
bank, I just started walking around with the clipboard. It was hilarious.
when Nashville flooded back in 2010, me and a buddy of mine had metal clipboards and the stupid reflective vest, and we were just walking in and out of flooded buildings on 2nd Avenue, and nobody said a word to us.
Absolutely.
So you see all of these bandits sort of peppered around this room, this long internal room that the Stag Lord's walking through. And the Stag Lord kind of reaches the end of this tunnel, turns to his right and continues on this way here into some unseen chamber. And you see all of these guards around you, and you guys are. Valerie kind of goes, and she kind of motions up, and you can see that there are like 3 or 4 guard towers as well, and all of those are manned with bandits as well.
Holy shit!
And the Stag Lord just walks the bottles in and turns the corner, and is nearly out of sight. What do you do?
Guard towers are probably archers.
Yeah,
If we're gonna fucking fight, then we need to get inside.
Yeah,
all of this, so we're not getting pegged by archers.
I mean, at this point, I just keep following with the purpose.
Yeah, just keep walking. You guys gonna get in here with me?
Yeah. Yep.
So you guys you begin following Stag Lord. And as you do that, these 2 lieutenants sort of stand shoulder to shoulder, and they block your path moving forward. And as the Stag Lord rounds the corner, he rounds out of sight. You guys are now sort of standing in front of these 2 bandit lieutenants, and they're like, oh, wait a second, hang on. And the other one's like, yes, hang back a second. We're happy you're here. We're glad that you seem to know the protocols, and you brought in the alcohol, and that's very good. But the Stag Lord isn't in any position to see anybody right now. You need to stand clear. Make yourselves at home. You've got the run of the place, but his lord needs to imbibe now. He might be a bit more agreeable later today. This is the man in chainmail with this like gray beard talking to you. He seems well spoken. The tatted up guy, who looks pretty mean, is sort of standing next to him, and he's just rolling his eyes at the chain armored dude as he's giving this. And the tatted up guy was like, I was about to say that to them. Shut up. And the other guy's like, well, just the protocols. We need to follow the protocols. And then you hear this like, caw, and Valerie is wide-eyed looking into this cage that's also in this room. And inside the cage, you look over and you see that there is an owl bear that they have concealed in this, not concealed, that they have trapped in this cage. And the owl bear begins throwing itself up against the bars. As all of you people are now like in this room here together.
What? Awesome.
What's in this room over here? What's this right here? Can we get in this room over here?
Yeah, you turn to kind of begin looking around, and the lieutenants stop you guys. Hey, come back over here. I haven't seen you guys before. What camp are you from?
Camp your mama.
So Mitch is going to look at Sirio and be like, hey, Sirio, can I talk to these guys alone for a minute?
Oh, sure thing, man. So yeah, Sirio will kind of take a step back, mainly avoiding the bars where this owl bear is. I guess there's a couple bandits around a table. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, bandit. They're like playing cards and eating cherry pie.
Cherry pie. Sirio likes cherry pie. So yeah. He'll pull up a chair.
Okay. Yeah, and they're all kind of milling around in this room together.
Are we ready to rumble here?
I mean, if we're gonna do it, I'm gonna let that owl bear out of the cage.
I mean, part of it was since the 2 lieutenants seemed like they were like arguing, or maybe there's some kind of a power struggle, like which one's second in command, right?
Yeah.
Roll a perception check to see if you can figure that out.
I don't perceive.
I do not perceive.
I do not perceive.
20 for Mitch for perception, if that's what you're...
Mitch, it looks to you like the well-spoken man in chainmail has some authority over tattoos guy. As you guys are interacting, a third kind of unique-looking person walks in. And he's like, hey, you guys. And he comes around the back and he's like, I see booze arrived. Stag Lord booze arrived. And the tatted up lieutenant's like, shut up, Ox. We got this. And the guy who refers to as Ox is just like, oh, shucks, guys, come on. Hopefully you think Stag Lord's going to share this time. And Tattoos is like, he ain't sharing. He never shares. So shut up. Get out of here. Go do your chores. And the bearded chainmail guy is like, don't be so brash. Don't be so rude. He's just asking.
You gonna let him talk to you like that?
Yeah.
I guess we run things in our camp a little different.
And Tat looks at you guys again. Yeah, where was that again?
Up by the river. The first bandit camp that we ran through.
Oh, the Thorn River bandit camp?
Thorn River bandit camp. Thorn River.
You guys went dark a while ago, didn't you? We thought you'd abandoned Oleg's trade post.
Well,
Good thing you guys showed up.
A couple little shits ran off with the liquor. We had to hunt them down. We're back here with it now.
Well, that's good. Well,
why am I talking to you? So I was meant talking to Tachi. Why am I talking to you? You're clearly not in charge, and I'll start talking to Bearded Dude.
Oh,
instead.
Tats gets mad at that, right? And but Bearded, the bearded man in chainmail is like, oh, very good, good work. As you might be aware, the Lord himself paid a personal visit to Oleg's. If you guys had been a little faster, maybe that would have been avoided. But he thought all was lost and your camp had been destroyed. Seems you had it under control all along. Very good. And he pulls out a satchel and he pulls out 40 gold pieces, and he gives it to you, Mitch.
I can't take it. My hands are full. Just put it on top of the rest of the coins that I was going to give him, I guess.
Yeah, he sort of awkwardly sets it on top of the coins, on top of your box that you're holding.
Hidden case of armor.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Mitchell back to me over here. You're like, hey, Mitchell, or hey, Bandit number 2.
Hey, Mitchell, I mean...
Bandit
Pardon
2.
me, good sirs.
So the owlbear stops throwing itself against the bars, and some of these bandits begin kind of milling around a little bit. But they go back to their card game.
How secure are these bars, and what are they secured with?
They're... roll a perception check.
Oh, wait, don't go off the desk. It's a natural 18 plus 8, so 26.
You think that the bars can probably be released from somewhere up top.
From what do you mean up top? Up top of the cage or upstairs?
One of the, like upstairs. Like there's like a, you see those walkways up there. You think that if you got up there and there's some sort of release. It looks like it's some sort of security measure. Like somebody up there is trained to release this owlbear downstairs if things get weird.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I want to release it. I just don't want us to be in the room when it happens.
Yeah.
Can Mitch do like a crafting check on it to see if there's any way to jam it shut?
I'd want to open it.
Or to open it, yeah. I guess. Yeah, can I do? Like, to manipulate it.
Roll a crafting check to see if you can determine either way.
Fuck. 14.
I mean, it would take time. You think you could work it open. You could work the mechanism open if you had, like, some uninterrupted minutes here. But as far as, like, jamming it shut, again, it would just be an obvious thing. You don't see a way to do it with any kind of finesse.
Okay.
So Bashk kind of elbows Sirio and kind of shoots his eyes over it. Did you say his name was Ox?
Ox.
And he's trying to indicate, like, maybe we can trick this guy into helping us. There's a back, like, what's the chores that he do? Does he clean the Stag Lord's room? Like, is there a way we can social engineer this guy into, like, a secret way or a back stairway or...
Yeah, you guys follow Ox out as he's kind of grumbling about his chores. And you guys are kind of here to the north now. You leave the building, I don't know if you all go with him or not. Valerie kind of heads out after him. And
I'm going to go look in this room over here, by the way.
Oh, okay. So you go into the next room alone. And
where the rest of the owlbears are.
That's a good idea. Put me in there by myself. What could go wrong?
So you go into this next room alone, and
the Stagnord's in there pooping.
Yes.
I'm going to shoot him on the shitter.
And it looks like there is, the room is broken down, full of debris, and that there is a stairway that leads up inside of one of the guard towers. And meanwhile, the other ones are talking to Ox, kind of up near the gate itself, and Ox is like, I gotta do all kinds of chores. I gotta feed these prisoners that we have. I gotta go bring stuff down to the cellar. Some of these supplies y'all brought. Hang out together. Can you guys help me?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, we can totally help you. How many prisoners do you have to look after?
I got 3 of them up there, I think. So one of them's not doing so well. Staglord shot him through. I think he's not going to make it today.
I mean, too bad for him, but if we keep him alive, do you think we could sell him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, we've got someone that could help them out to kind of keep them a little bit fresh. I mean, if they expire after we get paid, who really cares? But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Hey, hey, do you guys want to play the Stag Lord Camp Influence mini games? Is that what you guys are telling me?
There's a mini game.
There's a mini game.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there is.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. We're here.
We're gonna be Kingmaker without new rule sets for all kind of stuff.
Fuck it. That's right.
Every time we do something.
So there's a bunch of little mini things you guys can do, and if you get them all done kind of quick, it's good for you guys, obviously. And Ox here is assigning out a bunch of tasks, and he starts assigning them out randomly. Okay, so he's like sending a couple of you guys up into the ramparts to bring water and food to the guards, and he sends a couple of you guys to one of you to go kind of tend to the prisoners, and one of you guys down into the cellar to bring some supplies. Do you guys just do what he says, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'll play along with his silly little games.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go check on the prisoners.
I'll go into the ramparts.
Or is he doing it randomly?
Yeah, that's kind of what actually. No, you guys got it. He sends Sirio and Dry upstairs. He sends Mitch to go tend to the prisoners, and he looks at Ginger Bashk and sends him down into the cellar to drop off some supplies.
All right.
Get him out of the sun, that sensitive skin.
Got to be honest, this is not how I expected this to go.
Dude, I almost dropped my shit and fucking exploded right there. Right? Do that.
With the added coins, I just picture you like Sonic the Hedgehog, rings going everywhere, and then suiting up.
So yeah, Bashk is given some supplies, take down to the cellar. Sirio and Mitch sort of start heading upstairs. Dry, you head upstairs too. Mitch, you're starting to bring water and food. Here, I'll move you guys to this other map. Well, we don't need to look at it right now, but you guys are kind of up around there. You find out that there's bandit guards. There's 3 additional guards manning these guard towers. You bring them food and water. Dry and Sirio, you end up on top.
Take them?
Do you have any arsenic left?
Maybe you could quietly take him. Mitch, you're up on top of this building, and you see that there are 3 prisoners. 2 of them, one looks to be like a full-blooded orc. One of them you can't really see too well, but looks really kind of bulky underneath his cloak. And finally, you see Oleg lying in a pool of his own blood, sort of looking like Mr. Orange from Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. He's gut shot with an arrow. Ouch. And just bleeding and suffering, and he kind of cracks his eyes open, and he sees Mitch, and he makes you, right? And his breathing speeds up, but then you see that he kind of stills himself, realizing what you're doing.
I'll lift the kind of rags of my uniform and kind of flash the hammer that's hanging there on my belt.
Nice. Oh, his metal cutting. Right.
That's awesome.
Meanwhile, Bashk is descending down into this cellar. You're carrying these supplies, and you set them down, you start looking around a little bit, and you hear this voice down in the cellar. And it's like, what is this? What's going on? Why is this happening?
Oh, shit.
And you get this weird, sense of deja vu. All of a sudden, you're hit with this, torrent, this blast of water. Just no fucking way.
Is that bear still down there?
Okay.
And awesome. This bear appears behind you.
Oh, no.
And awesome. You get knocked back before you can think about it. You begin casting your own water torrent in response, and it does no good. And you are pushed back against this bear.
Oh, God.
And you lose control of yourself.
What the fuck?
Is this the scene that I got dropped into?
Yes.
Am I the guy that came downstairs?
Yes.
Oh my God. You were the tormentor.
Holy shit.
This is awesome.
No fucking way.
Is that me? Is that what's happening here? Am I the tormentor that came down? That Bashk is inside this guy's head, now fighting
Bashk.
This Bashk into this bear.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, you killed that guy.
I did.
You're gonna
A
kill-
lot. Like, a lot.
Like a lot, yeah.
Oh Jesus.
The other guys, you guys are kind of up and around upstairs.
Oh, my God.
And you hear this commotion, right? And all of a sudden you look down and there's this bear and this old knobbly-kneed druid beginning to run amok throughout the camp, raising alarms, and everything just kind of comes unglued and like goes to shit around this camp.
Oh, my God. Well, that was unexpected.
That is amazing.
That's incredible. So is
Where's Bashk right now?
Disguised Bash, is he dead? He didn't die,
Did
right?
you just make Bashk kill himself? Oh my God.
You're fucking kidding me, right?
That is what happened. Bashk, the camera pans back down into the cellar as Bashk Trand, in his ginger form, is lying face down
I fucking hate you.
in the water.
What? He's not dead, is he?
He killed him.
There's no
Yeah.
fucking way.
He's not breathing. He's not there.
You didn't. You can't. Bash is the whole reason we're here.
Mike didn't do it. Bash did it.
Bash did it.
Bash killed himself. So wait, these people that are fucking with us in another dimension made Bash kill himself in the future. So when we got here, he would be dead.
And now Nugra the druid is now run amok. He's taken on bandits, and we're going to
Wait,
resolve that combat here
Don't you fucking dare.
at some point.
At some point.
At some point.
so Chris and I are up in the tower, right?
Yeah.
Is that where the cage lock for the owlbear is?
It's nearby you. Yeah, you think you might be able to get to it.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
You think you might be
There's
able to get to
there's
that.
an old man, a druid, running around. I'm gonna
Can
let
it
the
maybe-
owlbear go and see
can
what
it
happens.
make its way downstairs and eat Bashk's, Ginger Bashk's
Dead
corpse?
body. There's no
you
fucking
hear
way,
one of
Mike.
you hear one of the guards say the Stag Lord's father is out. He's
Brad, you
out
called
and
it.
about.
Brad called it.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Huh.
Bask is not dead, right?
What the fuck is going on?
Bask is not dead, right?
I don't know if he's dead because he's like,
But where is he? Did he go back? Is he always going to be 3 days behind us now?
Oh my God, I got to listen back to that episode to find out. Because, Bashk finished him off. Like, when
Yeah.
he went down,
Yeah, Bash killed
Well,
him.
he finished him off. Yeah, he
Pulled
was
that
like,
crit card and
Yes.
took control of him again. And I remember at the time thinking
Yes.
that was
We just
rather
let him bleed out.
appropriate.
yep. Oh
We
my
just
God.
let him bleed out.
Bled out.
I
dies.
I just let him bleed out and died.
And
You just
Bashk-
killed your... That... Son of a bitch.
what?
So wait, we got to fight this whole fucking camp? Just the
Yeah.
three of us?
We got Valerie.
You got Valerie. Yeah.
Bashk literally had a feat that he's been saving since day one that he was gonna unleash on the Stag Lord. That would have been cool had it worked.
I can't even.
I'm
You guys,
fucking...
you guys doing all right?
No, dude.
No, I'm not doing
dirtiest
fucking all right.
DM fucking move I've
Donnie
ever
just
seen
died
in my
without a
life.
fight.
Oh, he had a fight. It was like 8 episodes
Yeah,
ago.
8 episodes ago.
And he lost.
There were some decisions. Remember when I told you that Donnie was about to make some decisions that would seriously affect the course of the game?
Yeah, I remember that.
You didn't say he was going to kill himself?
I might have left that part out.
Might have
Oh my
left
goodness.
that part out.
So
Donnie's taking this way better than the rest of us are.
Donnie's taking it
What are
well.
you gonna do?
What am
he
I-
told us. He told us to create backup characters. I just didn't realize it was retro fucking active.
Does this mean I get to keep Dundee?
Oh my goodness.
So,
Wait, what happens to Dundee?
well, I don't know. We'll get to that. I'll have to think that through a little bit. So let's return then the camera panning over now the corpse, the dead body of Bashk Trand in his human format, just as you saw it with Tartuccio. The illusion fades off of his body, and Bashk is left floating face down in this now flooded cellar. Okay. And this bubble kind of emits from his mouth and goes up and pops at the surface of the water. And just as it's popping, time stops, freezes. And standing sort of in front of Bashk's corpse is Nyrissa. And she reaches down to the corpse and sort of pulls up Bashk's soul. And Bashk, now kind of almost existing, sort of kind of see-through, kind of ethereal, is kind of hanging by the nape of his neck in front of this very tall, very powerful nymph. And she says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did to you."
Wow.
And she injects a little bit of life and consciousness into Bashk. And then repeats herself, "I'm so sorry. That wasn't right. Are you okay?"
Are you okay?
I'm pretty fucking far from okay. To quote other films by Mr. Tarantino. So is Bashk conscious?
For the moment, yeah.
For the moment.
Yeah.
Is
like
his
one
is his
HP.
soul out of his body? Is it in his body?
You're looking down at your own
I'm
corpse.
looking and yeah.
And you're hanging kind of in her. She's kind of got you. It's not uncomfortable. She's got you kind of by your neck and your shoulder, and she's holding you up in front of her.
Wow.
And you're like looking around, and you're just sort of, you can't really move, but you can look around and you can speak to her.
Yeah. So I think he takes a moment to gather himself, because this is by far the weirdest thing that's happened to him thus far.
You're hearing the commotion up above you.
So I think he clarifies, is this the scene you brought me to? Is what just transpired? Like, he recognizes it, right? He was on the other end of this, and he's like, so what happens to me now? Where do I go from here?
You have a choice. I can leave you to your fate, or you can come and be my champion.
What? Be your champion? What does that mean?
I need a hero.
Other projects, other missions. We could get up to some things.
Wow. So Bashk he can either go to be an extraplanar being, or he
An extraplanar being time warrior, yeah.
Okay. Or he can return to his body.
And his story ends.
And he doesn't return to his body and then stand up. He returns to his body and dies.
Right.
Well,
So, extraplanar quantum leap time warrior or death.
Yeah, I mean, I guess faced with those two outcomes, I think he decides to be a time traveling warrior. I don't know that. Yeah, no, I think
You're good at this, Trand. You're good at this.
Trusting her before obviously didn't fuck anything up, so let's do it again. He says he thinks about it for a moment and realizes that she's not going to let him go back to help his friends. Calculating his head as quick as he can, hell, as quick as I am at this point. Maybe there's things in the future that he can help with. Maybe even during this fight with Nyrissa. He doesn't know. He doesn't ask. I guess he'll deal with that when he gets to it. But yeah, no, he chooses to go with Nyrissa.
Light flashes in front of your eyes, your vision fades to white, and Bashk Trand leaves the story.
Holy shit.
God damn it.
I don't fucking say. My dog's even upset over here.
I mean, that's a pretty to be quite honest, I did not expect Bashk to leave this encounter. He was going to leave it all, let it all hang out and go for broke, and he's got 3 shocking grasp spells ready. Like, he was going to get into it. He was not going to be standing
with
at
the
range.
Stag Lord, you mean?
With the Stag Lord, yeah.
Yeah, that's like out.
Told you we should attack him outside.
He did not expect to leave this way. Like,
so none of us players know this, right?
the player part of me is like, what the fuck? But the game player part of me is like, yeah, it's kind of a fun twist. Didn't see that coming. Yeah. All right. I'll stop talking now.
Fuck me.
How are you guys doing? You guys all right?
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah. This is going to be a very one-sided podcast for the rest of the night. No, so we have no idea what's going on with Bash. Like, in our brains, he's still fine.
You might be able to put together what he described to you.
Because we just hear the commotion of the bear, coming up from the dungeon.
You've got Nugra in his sort of senile state and powerful state.
Fuck yeah.
Running amok now. Maybe you put together that was where Bash went. Maybe not. Maybe he told you the story of what he experienced and you can put it together. Maybe not. Those are questions that we can think about if you guys ever let me run game for you again. But in the meantime,
oh my God,
there might be a bit of a kerfluffle next session as we work to untangle